Yeah, so Archero 2 numbers as said, this is out from June, but was under a different name. So if you look closely how it looks now, it's basically on Black Friday, it did 730K a day in IAPs.
Yes.
Now it's
Which
doing like
I would say
half
it's
a
a
mil.
million. I think that Friday it's a mil for sure.
Yeah.
Just
could
go
be.
to
Sadness
Geos
multiplier.
to really make it
Yeah.
impressive.
South Korea, Taiwan.
Yeah, no US yet.
Yeah, no US.
22nd January.
This is a no bullshit gaming show where we talk about games and their revenue in great detail, powered by our ad monetization, game design, and user acquisition triple threat expertise. Welcome to the 2.5 Gamers, the unfiltered truth served with a side of giggles. Let's not forget this is a 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe, so let's not take it too seriously. Tune in now and stay 2.5 steps ahead of the gaming industry.
Okay. Hello. Welcome. My name is Matej Lančarič.
I'm Felix Broberg.
And I'm Jakub Remiar.
And we are your hosts. And we look forward to this episode. It was scheduled for last week, but then Felix went to Vietnam. How was your trip, Mr. Felix?
I'm glad you asked. So I'm super jet lagged right now. You can hear on my voice, it's been a long journey to get home. But one thing that stuck with me is just what an absolute gaming rocket ship Vietnam is. It's about to go to the stratosphere. It's exactly what you felt. It's the same feeling, exactly what you felt like when you were in Helsinki 10, 15 years ago. The same feeling you kind of get to Turkey, but maybe like 6-7 years ago in Turkey. And now it's just like there's two developers that are earning between, like 80 to 100, 120 million a year in ads revenue. And basically that's just fueling this growth. And it's just really impressive to see a lot of talented studios.
But wait a second, ads, it's just dead, right? So it shouldn't be correct.
Wait a second, you were 15 years ago in Helsinki?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, I wasn't 15 years in Helsinki, but yeah.
At 15, actually.
Should I put on my Magic Carp hat?
Yes, you should. You should.
Anyway,
so
no. I just wanted to
God.
say thank you for John for organizing a fantastic games forum. I met tons of really interesting people. We're going to go back. I promised a lot of people that we're going to translate this podcast into Vietnamese, and we are working extremely hard on getting that solved. Right, Matej?
Which I already am very close to solving all of this. So just, stay tuned. It's going to be very much and very interesting. No, seriously.
Yeah.
You saw the video that I posted in our WhatsApp chat. So
yeah. And one of the things they told me was that Habby Games is actually ABI Games.
ABI, yeah.
And then some people said Habby, but there was majority of people said ABI Games. So yeah. Now we know.
Okay. Now we know. And what we also know is that we are going to talk about Archero 2, which is not global launched yet, and it's already making at least 700K per day. I mean, that was kind of Black Friday, but I'm pretty sure it's making way more since there are ads. And it's already
they're definitely earning more. Yes.
Yeah, and already making way more money than Capybara Go, which is global launched. Kind of. Okay. Okay. We can compare.
It's got the bullshit.
Come on. What do you mean?
Yeah, we'll
cut the bullshit. You cut the bullshit. I was looking at it, and on Black Friday, it was definitely earning more than on a daily basis than Capybara Go. But I guess only on Friday. Anyway, so what we are talking about today? Jakub, tell me.
Archero 2.
Why is this interesting?
Yeah, Archero 2. By the way, Archero 2 did literally 3K more than Capybara Go. That's the difference that you're talking about.
Yeah, but with the sadness multiplier, that's like
ads,
6K.
With ads. Wait a second. There are ads. Way more ads than in Capybara
Go.
Go.
Yeah, the capybara also
but
has
not
ads.
but yeah, but not. Come on, I would say Archero 2 has way more ads revenue than Capybara Go.
We'll find out. Good
I
thing
will
you're
find
an
out.
ads
Find
expert.
out. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. We will find out very soon.
Anyway,
then.
as usual, yeah. So Archero 2, for those following the latest kind of developments within the Habby portfolio, they're really not losing any time between the games, as this is like a second not so global launch game in pretty recently. So Archero 2 is pretty much continuing on the legacy of Archero 1, which was their first hit from 2019, if I get that right, or 18?
Yeah.
19.
Yep.
So looking at it, it follows pretty much the same formula, but the important part is that you can see how they upgraded their template. And the template that they've been using like throughout the years on all the different games. We'll also compare it with Capybara, don't worry. You'll see some
Of course we will.
obvious similarities, but let's just start and run down like what's there into the game. So regarding the progression layers, as usual, we have the signature Habby 6-slot inventory with 3 slots on the left side with damage, 3 slots on the right side with HP. Having
S-tier helmet. Fucking
yeah,
hell.
S-tier helmet.
I have
What?
S-tier amulet. At least.
S-tier amulet. Oh, really? I think I
Yeah.
would have another S-tier thing in like 21 opens, but this was this was still like by guarantee. But yeah, this is the typical thing with all the Habby games like that I run on gacha merge gacha kind of setup. So they have the normal layer of gear, then they have the S-tier layer of gear, which you can get only from the the S-tier chests, whatever. They actually added like one very interesting thing into Capybara Go. We're going to talk about regarding the S-tier thing, but just let me finish the Archero thing. So the new thing here is this kind of wish mechanic regarding the power progression layers, which in the end is the artifact layer here, which is exactly the same as we've seen in Capybara Go, as usual.
Yep.
This talent cards thing is actually a new thing. It's their 5th iteration of the upgrade skill tree, where it's in Archero it was just like upgrade button and like line goes up.
Yeah.
Then in Survivor IO it was again upgrade button, line goes up, and some additional skills. And then Capybara had the 3 skills that are kind of upgradable, and then you need to have no choice and stuff. Yeah, Felix, go ahead.
Yeah. So they removed the skill line base that they've been doing like a couple of weeks ago, right? Because it was in there, and then they removed it, and now they have the talent cards, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you go here into Capybara, they have this.
Oh, this one. Yeah.
But a week ago, when I was playing this a week ago, they had a line, and the line like normal Habby one.
Yeah.
I'm playing this for two or 3 weeks. Well, since the launch, there wasn't any line. Felix.
Yep.
You were playing Archero 1?
I also think there was this thing
there
always.
wasn't the line.
There wasn't the line before. Yeah.
Also,
by the way,
Jakub, talent cards. I think maybe I'm wrong, but these are like it's the same talent cards but different rarities, and you can have all of them because it's the same thing. So
what do you mean?
Where was it? So there is the common, the rare, and then legendary or whatever is in there, and I think I have the same cards but with different rarities. So I have 1 second.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just gonna open it up. I'm pretty sure it's there. So it's not like you can have only limited amount of like talents, but it's also kind of exponential. Let's see. I'm just gonna. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I saw it.
I would expect this to be same for everyone. It's just like different
1 second.
chances when you're upgrading this that you get one of the best.
So you have the like super dodge and ultra dodge.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still dodging. It's the same thing, no? I mean, I have the same talent cards as you have, so I guess it's
check mine as well.
The same, man.
It's just the same.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's the same. The difference that they did here is that it's randomized again, based on the stuff that is like linear upgrades, and they make it a little bit more, because now there's the word draw here, but before there was the word gacha here. It was literally
Yeah,
word
yeah, yeah.
gacha. They changed it with the
Yeah.
update. I have a
Yeah,
screenshot of that.
there was a gacha. Yeah.
Yeah. So just saying. But this artifact layer, that's exactly the same as the one in Capybara.
Everything is the same.
Yeah. So that's there. But going back to Archero, by the way, for those who think like why this thing kind of suddenly appear on the stores and why is it like why didn't talk about it from June 17th? It was actually renamed from a game called Destiny's Arrow, which means that they were kind of running like a hidden soft launch, I guess, and then only in September they renamed it to Archero 2. So this is not something that
But you were talking about it.
Yeah, we talk about it on the soft launch sonar.
Jakob was
Yeah,
talking
you
about
were
this.
Yeah.
We saw it.
That's I said like you were talking about it for sure because
Because
soft launch.
We are 2 steps ahead of the
course,
gaming
yes.
industry.
As
Yes,
usual.
exactly as usual.
So the upgrade layers here again
As
are
you might say, we are the hobby of the podcast. The gaming class.
Let's go.
Okay. Sorry. Continue.
So the gear is there, the talent cards thing is there, the artifacts thing is there. Just count with me. That's 3 already. There's characters, which are again same from Archero, which you can get and upgrade. They have different skills and different kind of setups. I guess some are better for maybe PvP, some are better for PvE. We'll see. So this is the 4th power progression layer. Then you have runes, which is heavy.
This is insane.
This is similar to tech parts from Survivor IO, but heavily expanded actually, because this is not 6 slots. This is 10 slots. So, and all of these slots, what they do is pretty much they modify the abilities of the skills that you select during the core gameplay in skill randomizer. So you can, select your build to have a little bit better kind of control over what you get and what how strong the things are. So let's say these sprites, like that's a great mechanic that they introduce now. These like little monsters that attack automatically, because in Archero you attack only when you stand, and if you move,
which is not true anymore because you can have your weapon to be detached from your body,
you can
and
have
then
a
you
skill
move.
that detaches your weapon.
Yeah.
At the price of lower damage. Yep.
Yes, but still.
Yes. Yeah, but still. So this thing is there. So there are already 5 progression layers just out of the bat, just saying. And then we have, of course, the typical idle mechanic with like the quick hand option when you can either burn your energy or have 2 more ads for it.
2 per day.
Then we have 2 per day. Then we have the guild mechanic, again, completely same setup as from Capybara Go. This is like, keep in mind that, for instance, Survivor IO or Archer, when they launched, they didn't have any guild mechanic.
Yeah.
My guess is now it's implemented completely the same in all of their games, because again, it's their template that's just getting upgraded and upgraded. Copy paste. Then they have the events page, which again is coming from Legend of Mushroom or Legend of Slime or wherever we saw it, and you see that it pretty much is now like core of their template. And if you look to Capybara Go, it's pretty much exactly the same thing. Yep. So again, they just went with the kind of a bread and butter here. So there's the Sky Tower mechanic, which is again just like your typical tower mechanic with increasing difficulty floors. Then you have the arena, which is actually, this is very interesting. Arena is actually an autoplay PvP, autoplay asynchronous PvP that you don't play. It kind of plays itself on two 45 seconds matches actually.
And the thing is, you have both the same skills, but then.
But they have different. I have different gear than my opponent.
Exactly,
like you see those dragons,
yes, exactly.
Because I have that ability.
Exactly.
Or the balls that are rotating, because I have epic runes there. So yeah. But yeah, this is just like I would.
Can I say how polished this game is? Like it reminds me of playing a Supercell game. Like it's really nice.
It's super polished. Yeah, so we have the PvP, then we have the boss mode, then we have the Gold K, which is the like soft currency event, same as Survivor IO, so pretty much same. This is actually new, this kind of a dig thing, which is
my favorite.
It's like a mini game of you trying to upgrade the chest. I guess I get the key in a moment, and then you click on 3x3 board where there's actually 3 key hidden. and you are actually tasked to not find the keys but find the upgrades for the chest. Then you open the chest and gives
then
you
find
rules.
the key. Then find the key at the end.
Exactly. Core itself is pretty much very similar how it was, with some additions, such as that some of these chapters are not only your 50 how do you call it, 50 room dungeons as they were used to, but you also have this like 10-minute lands where it's literally just survive for 10 minutes and the area never changes. You just kind of go around stuff. Or you have the other one. See, this is
It's
the
waves.
clock,
It's just
clock
50
icon.
waves.
Yeah, then it's waves. Yeah, this is the
But
dungeon
still
one.
in the same.
This is the wave one, and then yeah. So this is the wave one actually, and this is by the way super interesting. Let me show you this one. It's actually on the bridge. Or no, this is
So
not on
at
the
first-
bridge. This is the other one.
First, I thought it's for the creatives, and these are just like amazing UA levels. And then I saw the creatives, like, oof, how wrong was I? It's like it's just fucking insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is the typical one actually, the old one, not the one that I said, the one on the bridge. But they had the one also on the bridge. Yeah, the mechanics, by the way, I'm liking the skills much more.
Oh yeah.
And they change a lot of stuff, by the way, because these skills now have prerequisites. So they don't work as in Archero 1, where you just select the skills and select the other skill and so on, and they wouldn't have any interaction between each other. In Survivor IO, you had evolutions, where you have like ammunitions and weapons.
Yeah.
And this is actually much more closer to something like Hades, where if you select the skill, you can unlock another kind of upgrade to that skill into the pool. So at some point, for instance, I unlock like a chance to summon meteors, and then it unlocks a skill that doubles the chance of summon a meteor or whatever, or these like swords that you summon and suddenly
a
like
skill tree.
Double. Yeah.
A skill tree.
I can translate that into non-gaming. You become more OP the longer you play.
No, that's not the translation, man. The translation is it gives you more control and more options to actually build out the character a specific way that you want, rather than just having random combination of skills. So
you can think about having a build in these like stages, and then if you go that build road, then you actually can have pretty insane build afterwards. Meteors or whatever else, which definitely makes sense.
Like in my opinion, that was one of the biggest problems with Archero and like this whole Survivor IO Habby pipeline, that they just didn't have enough requirements in the PvE for you to switch different builds, different combinations, different problem A answered with gear A, problem B answered with gear B, challenge C, whatever, something. Now I think they're finally getting a hang of it, and it's not your usual like rock paper scissors scenario yet, but still at least it's something, and there's actual kind of viability with stuff that you need to do there.
Now they have everything for min-maxers like you are.
Yeah, it's much more for. I think it's much more hardcore.
Yeah. Jakob.
It is way more hardcore, man. Way more hardcore.
Yeah. So Jakob, this is the first time I've been getting in on the emulator. Don't you think it's super frustrating to play with a mouse this game? Like it's actually a lot harder than it would be on the mobile.
What do you think I'm clicking here?
Yeah.
I'm not using a mouse.
Oh.
You see this thing down here called WEASD?
Yeah.
You know how you use emulators? You map your keyboard to them.
I missed that in emulator school.
Yeah. They didn't. They don't teach this in the first grade in the emulator school. That's very true.
The funny thing is that you know who's my emulator teacher? Jakob Remiar.
Jakub Jaromir.
Maybe we
PhD.
can do class 2 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. For those
I'm
watching,
sitting there with this, like, clicking on files next to the emulator window. I'm like, oh no, I died.
Man, you don't have Archero 2 live in your app store?
No. 22nd of January for Portugal.
So you are in the same batch as Capybara Go Global Launch. So it stays 22nd of January for US as well.
Yeah.
By the way. I checked it as well.
Yeah, by the way, this rarity mechanic that they added into the skill randomizer, that stuff goes from common, rare, epic, and legendary. It just makes it much more juicy. Like
I know,
perfect
all
touch.
the effects and everything. But I feel it's just scripted, isn't it?
Could be scripted, but it just gives you much better kind of variation between
absolutely.
the runs, where you suddenly have like 2 legendary skills or whatever.
Yeah,
and even the vectors that they added into the game, I'm really liking those, like the potions, like picking potions, and like from those potions they created the mechanic, the sprites, these balls. Then you have like lasers around. They have one legendary upgrade which would create like a web of lasers out of all the balls that are rotating. Like, so good. The skills are just much more fleshed out than the first one.
Also, the problem is when you have, so I have a staff which uses laser beam, obviously, and then if you have all the different skills, then it just shoots all the lasers, and I don't see a shit on the screen. I don't see shit. So that's a little bit too much.
That's like
insane.
That's ongoing problem with Archer or let's say Habby games. That it's in the end you turn your character in like disco mixer.
Yeah, it's a disco ball. It's basically a disco ball. Yeah. Very, very true.
Yeah, Survivor IO suffers this much more, to be honest. But here you see, for instance, the sprite mechanic. This is again very, very good, where you have these automated pets that are attacking with you, and you can have various
I don't like sprite. I'm more of a 7-Up person.
7-Up. Okay. That's just going.
I'm gonna take your child away from you. No more dad jokes.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Anyway, but you see, we were not changing areas. This is pretty much still fought within the same arena, no changing doors. So those are these 3 concepts, which are nice flavor to like their usual kind of corridor-based mechanics. So I'm liking that. That's good, because what it does, it makes the game much faster. So you don't need to switch doors actually, which is great. And this whole Valkyrie, Angel, Devil mechanic that that is giving you skills, I think also that's fleshed out pretty well. So
there you go. Now we are becoming the disco ball.
Yeah, the disco ball mixer. Like I'm just leveling up here. Let's try an arrow, of course. There you go. So that's for the core. I don't think so. We need to like this much.
So what is different? I mean, not what is different, but people think, Archero 1, Archero 2, it's the same game.
It's not definitely the same game. I think the core is much more fleshed out here. Also the progression ramp up is just much more smoother and let's say scripted, because keep in mind, before in 2019 when they launched Archero, again they started with just this one progression layer, then they added more and more as they go. But you can see here that they have different ones than Archero, because they probably know that these ones just works better. So they already brought the proven meta to it. So you can launch seamlessly with all of these like artifacts, talent cards, and all these other things here. It's just, I would say, much more smoother experience, and you don't need to fret about people running out of content as they used to with Survivor and Archero, because they just have so much content now, because like the meta game is there already. And even the monetization, like if you look here, like let's just compare. The privilege card is literally called the privilege card here. It's exactly the same. So they just copied their monetization template from like their meta game and like inserted here. So it's exactly the same.
But they don't have the ad one in Capybara Go, right? They have a special ad deal.
What do you mean?
If you go back into the privilege card, basically this is the biggest bone I have to pick on the ad side. Like basically permanent ad-free card, right? Which it gives unlimited skip to all rewarded videos for $9.49, which is not a good deal. If they're not going to keep it, there's no way they are. It's so generous.
It's super cheap. I don't think it's going to be at least like 30 when US launches.
It's going to be 30 or they're not even going to have it, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because one thing I remember from when we were doing Survivor IO, like the ad revenue was like, 20 to 25%, right? And if you do this, like it caps it for those long tail users, which this game really has, right? So all these games have an incredible long tail. There's no way they have that in the global launch, I think.
You know what I just remembered? I think Legend of Slime had this exactly same. But they changed it. I think it was for €30 permanently, but then they changed it for 10 euros and then capped it on 30 days.
Yeah.
So that was.
It's also the
that was
thing
very-
that, yeah, you don't want to remove it, right? Because usually the people who
exactly.
purchase stuff, if they purchase it, you take out your high ECPM value targets, which brings down your average tremendously as well, right? So, yeah, there's no way they keep this in for the global launch. Like, that's the biggest thing that stuck out. I'm like, don't think so.
So, do you think when there's the Archero 2 with all the improved stuff from Archero 1, will there be Survivor IO 2 in next year?
For sure. If this is a success, which it looked like it will be, for sure.
I wouldn't do that if I would be in Habby's place. Like too many kind of similar games then on their pipeline. I would rather maybe try to improve something like either a different core or maybe resurrect Kinjaran.
Kinjaran is terrible.
Yeah, Kinjaran is terrible, but it's a completely different core because it's a runner core.
True.
And
True.
runners have the gates mechanic, which they didn't use there.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm actually in the middle of that thing.
So I would rather resurrect the different core or diversify a little bit because Survivor IO, it's just that
honestly it's not going to be the same game, but still, I'm thinking next year, like summer, like they did 2 years ago with Survivor IO. They launched in August, basically. So it gives us like half a year of iterating and getting data from these two games.
Honestly, I think Habby will launch a new game somewhere by end of Q1 next year.
Absolutely,
already.
March, April, for sure.
Because with their pipeline now and their template, you see how fast these guys can go now. Like it's just that you just change the core. That's it. Like very simple. Everything's done.
I'm gonna when this episode is done, I'm gonna say silent prayers to the goddess of gaming that they don't come out with a Snaker 2, so we have to listen to Matthias fucking
Snaker
2 for another 2 years.
They won't be Snaker 2.
They won't be Snaker 2.
Let me finish the feature set. So Battle Pass again is now their signature Battle Pass again, exactly the one as they have in Capybara Go or Archero or whatever. So that's there. What was it? The modes mechanic again. I think we have covered that one. One other thing I know. This one. So there's this daily, weekly, and monthly special packs that I don't think so they have here, or do they?
Oh, I don't think so either.
They have these value picks and the pack shop, but I don't think so. Like
either
some
kind of
pack, okay.
monthly pack, yeah.
Monthly pack, weekly pack.
Weekly.
And they they have it. It's just different layout. But the interesting part is that the daily one is actually doubled here because one is here in the shop and one is here in the Rune Ruins. I don't know why. And there's like doubled, whatever. Like very, very interesting stuff that they have here. But anyway, again, it's just their template getting stronger and stronger and getting inserted with new toys and new improvements from different games.
Much more polished. It's
so much more
higher budget.
Because you have. I don't think so. This is even more budget.
No, the higher budget. No.
Yeah, why higher budget? Like think of it.
Yeah.
It's just recycled stuff that you don't need to spend the budget on. So the budget stays the same, but the quality improves because you are building on top of stuff that you built already a few years ago.
Fair.
Exactly.
So it's actually very efficient and I would say even cheap compared to all the other people that are trying to compare this.
Careful. Not cheap, but efficient, yes. Cheap, no.
Cheap compared to somebody that will try to build this from scratch.
Okay,
that's
gonna
be
no shit, Sherlock.
That's gonna happen. Like we're gonna see Archero 2 clones. Like we're gonna see a Capybara 2 clones.
Yes, but the thing is, it's just too overwhelming again for me, the Archero 2, because I'm not stuck, but I think I am just like stage 9 or 10, and it takes so long. But still, it takes so long to just do all the chores basically, and just take all the tasks, basically everything until I get into the gameplay. It's like 10 minutes. It's like, oh fuck this! I don't want to play it anymore.
Yeah, it's a heavy maintenance.
It's heavy maintenance.
The sessioning until you run out from all of your daily modes and everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a lot. I don't want to play this long term.
Yeah, exactly. It's insane.
Good.
Yeah,
I thought I was the only one who didn't like it. Oh, good.
No, I like it, but it's too much. It's after
no.
7. No, honestly, after 7 days, it's becoming really, really.
It's becoming a chore.
needy.
Yeah.
It's really
It's
needy.
becoming a chore and very grindy, but this is what Asian gamers like. And if you have just one game, keep in mind that's your pretty much daily playtime. So people are okay with that.
That's true.
Yeah, last thing I wanted to mention, they're still doing this kind of very quirky YouTube videos that are directly redirected from the app itself. But I don't know why in Archero you don't get hard currency rewards for watching them, whereas in Capybara Go you had, and they're
You
directly
cheap fuck!
redirecting.
You only watch it, or you only click it before because you were trying to get hard currency.
Optimizing.
Oh my god! Okay,
I'm optimizing, yeah. But
I can see. That's fine.
It's great. Like, yeah, this has very big potential. Shall we look at numbers?
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, so Archero 2 numbers, as said, this is out from June, but was under a different name. So if you look closely how it looks now, it's basically on Black Friday, it did 730K a day in IAPs.
Yes.
Now it's
Which
doing like
I would say
half
it's
a
a
mil.
million. I think that Friday it's a mil for sure.
Yeah,
Just
could
go
be.
to
Besides this
Geos
multiplier,
to really make it
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
South Korea, Taiwan.
Yeah, no US yet.
Yeah, no,
No,
US.
22nd
not-
January.
Not even tier 1 Europe or whatever is there.
There's Slovakia, which is basically all revenues coming from me.
Oh, really? There's Slovakia?
No. There is Slovakia. You just it was
Yeah,
there.
just passed it. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, here we go. We're
Oh, it's
spending
not-
more than Luxembourg.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, 1,700, 600 is not me only, but still, I kind of paid a little bit here and there.
Yeah, anyway.
Just
so,
to get
yeah, most of the
the
spends,
feeling.
Taiwan, South Korea, China, Hong Kong, the usual suspects of an Asian-centric launch, let's say.
Wait, China wasn't in Capybara Go. China here is different. So it's a new thing. Wasn't there? China wasn't there.
Yeah, no China here.
There's no China. There's
Mhm.
no China.
But this is China iOS only, isn't it?
Could be. Not sure.
We can check right away.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It is. Yeah. They have the ISBN.
Yeah, it's 50% of the downloads actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Who download?
So not bad.
Yeah. So that was revenue side. Download wise,
It's 100K per day, right?
100K
Yeah.
per day. Again, South Korea, China, Taiwan, Philippines, so on and so forth. So now US, this is basically following the same trend as they did with Capybara Go, which means they do Asian-centric launch first, and then they scale up to tier 1 West
I have a
countries.
hypothesis why is this happening, and we discussed this with Capybara Go. We thought it's because of the elections, but most probably no.
It's because of what? ROAS campaign training?
I think it's not really transferable from South Korea to any US. I mean, it's kind of good for history and everything, but I think they're just testing a lot of different creatives that you will see in a second, and then in whatever works there, just kind of it's gonna translate into US because they're using some interesting hyper casual mixing and matching with the Archero 2 kind of gameplay. So
Okay.
I think that's just a soft launch, or well, it's kind of global launch in Asia, which then they're trying to find out the scale, and then they're just going to push it into US afterwards, and then basically whole world. Because now Capybara Go is getting like 80K or 40K installs per day in US. It's insane. You know how expensive that should be?
Yeah, just saying this whole thing is pretty much just like, this thing.
Yeah,
which
I know.
is, as you said, like 40K
Yeah,
downloads
40K.
in US now. US was pretty much launched from that November 20th as we talked.
With 80,000
Capybara.
installs per day. Insane. But the thing is, but then it's 40,000 per day downloads, but 120K-ish revenue. So, I mean, still growing. So
It's still growing, but it's not really working out that much in US compared
Yeah.
to something like Taiwan or South Korea.
Yeah, but
so...
that's the thing. Like, I'm really just confused why it's not earning more.
But why is
because,
there no like
A,
tier 1 stuff here? Like Germany, Europe, pretty much whole Europe.
yeah, exactly.
Look at the active user base, and it paints a bit of a different picture, right? It's not that much. It's just now scaling in the last weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna grow. Yeah.
Oh, no, for
Archero.
for Archero, yeah.
But that's Capybara is the same thing.
Yeah, we were talking
Yeah.
about Capybara.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still kind of Asia only, and the Capybara is gonna grow, I think, in the next couple of weeks again.
Yeah,
And
Capybara
then
to this record revenue. Yep.
Yeah, this is just kind of building up for the January. And the only thing, I mean, you know how expensive it's now in US after Black Friday and now Cyber Monday. It's gonna go into Christmas. So, in my opinion, they're not even running like any ROAS campaigns at this point. That's why the revenue is lower, and then the installs are super high.
Christmas is dead. There's no more Christmas.
Yeah.
It's only Black Friday. It's only this weekend and tomorrow. There's no Christmas anymore. Christmas, I will agree with everyone. Christmas is dead. There's no Q5. There's no Q. It doesn't exist. It hasn't been around for 3 years.
Yeah, it's true. Q5 is just kind of
anyway.
Tell your
back.
kids
Let's get back.
Christmas is dead.
Let's get
No,
back.
please.
The thing I wanted to show you, and this is the important part, is like this is how Habby portfolio revenue currently looks like. Where you see where Archero actually launched, it was never this big as before.
No, it wasn't. Yeah,
like 300K.
I checked it out.
It was peak. Was its peak during the launch, and then it just went down. Regarding
all countries. All countries.
All countries, yeah. Regarding Survivor.io, it peaked somewhere around like within these peaks, like million something, all countries again, and then just went downhill from there. So if you look closely here at these last few days, Habby pretty much tripled its revenue with all of these games, going from their baseline of like 400K, 500K a day with all of their portfolio to something like 1.5 million. Which still is Archero in Asian soft launch only, and Capybara growing, slowly rolling out to other countries.
Yeah,
US is there, but all the other countries are not there. So
it's a bit not honest as well, because Archero 1 had a lot more ad revenue than Archero 2 does. There's a lot more ad placements. There's a lot more ad placements in Archero 1 than Archero 2.
Yeah, one last thing I'll do.
Really?
I think this is like
I think it's the same
assumption.
I think it's the same thing, man.
This is the thing that I wanted to do here, and this is the last thing I'll do regarding my part, is that Survivor.io revenue was bigger in China, but US is still like very tied to China to be the biggest source of revenue.
Yeah. Just get rid of China, man. It's not relevant in this.
Yeah, so that's there. But Archero-wise, it's 30% US revenue. And this is the thing. That's my prediction for this, is that when Archero fully launches to all countries, it probably will get bigger than Capybara Go, it seems.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's the lesson for me from all this thing.
And you know why? Because Archero 2, even though it's hardcore, it's kind of more hardcore, it's way more accessible for people. And appealing, because it's a Capybara Go on the marketability side is great, but then it's just a text simulator, kind of, right?
A social casino RPG, basically.
But for people, it's just tapping, and this is something you can actually interact with.
If you look at this from the beginning, you see that the game on the right just screams more Asian. Because Capybara Go is an Asian trend. The whole thing is pretty much within this like soft anime style, and the one thing on the left, the Archero thing, screams Supercell.
Yes, that's true.
With this low poly, broad, appealing art style.
Scandinavian design.
Low poly. Well, low poly is not Scandinavian design, and not even Supercell.
No, it's just like it's
but
broad,
low poly
broad
here is
appealing.
very important. Yes, even though low poly in terms of Archero 2 and the gameplay, it's still
this thing.
Yeah.
But this is much less anime than the one on the right. This is like half anime, basically. Yes. So we'll see. Okay, there we go.
Half anime versus anime. Before we start, I want to show you something. I want to start because we are we are talking about the Archero, which is basically what the father of all the hybrid casual stuff, right? We are talking about it. Yes. So we partnered up with Iron Source, Supersonic, because they have this SuperHybrid competition, which all of you guys can join. So it's SuperHybrid competition, which is starting December 2nd until January 30th. For you have a chance to scale your game with publishing support from Supersonic, with full team of experts. So you can actually earn up to 10K monthly revenue while you iterate the game, and with $30,000 in bonuses. So it's an interesting thing. We are gonna push this because guys, we are the hybrid casual kind of promoters as well, as we did a lot of hybrid casual stuff on our channel. So please guys, if you want to join, scan the QR code which is on YouTube, or join the competition via the link which is in the show notes. And let us know if you win or not, and we'll support. So thank you very much, guys. Back to the episode.
It starts today, no?
It starts today, exactly. Yes. That's why it's very much timed on today's episode. Yeah, so it starts today. Join the competition, guys. It's a lot of different stuff and interesting thing. So, okay, good. So, Felix.
All right, it's time for my jet lagged, just returned from Asia, and I'm blonde part, but we'll try our best. So, the ad placements here, right? The issue is that it's not as developed as Survivor.io or Archero 1 yet. So I think there's going to be definitely changes on the ad side, because there's some key placements that I see would do probably extremely well. But Jakob, if you can share your emulator. So if you start by going to the store, they've basically taken out, just thrown out the baby with the bathwater here and just completely redone the template in terms of ads from Survivor.io, which I think is a good one to compare to, I guess, as well. So the only ads that you can see in the store is actually for gold. So they completely taken them off for the chests. So this is already kind of limiting the amount of impressions per DAU that you're able to get. So in the other stores, basically the first thing that anyone who's a min-maxer does is go to the store every day, watch their 5 to 7 rewarded ads, and then get going with actually the core gameplay. But here, all you can do is watch 2 ads per day to get gold. So if you scroll down to the bottom for the gold.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, and then we'll go to the quick hunt after that.
This one. I already watched it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's 1 or 2 there a day. And then what you can do also for the quick hunt is basically you can do and speed that with 2 ads per day. So basically that's in total 4 rewarded ads that you can watch on a 24-hour loop. Then
wait. Not yet. That's not all ad placements.
No, I'm not done yet. And then basically during the core gameplay, there's also the revive, which is probably the most used one. And basically the issue there is that the core gameplay is 50 levels, right? You can do 1 revive. So the odds of times that you see that, it's probably not going to be more than 2 or 3 times per day you're actually losing games, especially if you actually know what you're doing, because the game is quite hard, right? Then I'm sure right now Jakob's going to tell you there's more ad placements after level 6.
So after level 6, it's in the events.
It's in the event, basically. So they run their usual schedule that if, let's say, I play this thing, let's say I challenge the previous 4, which... There's no autoplay?
Oh, no, it's not autoplay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really painful. That's why I stopped.
Capybara Go that it's
exactly.
Yeah, but use the ticket anyway. Great. So you see it, the other one for the ad.
Yes.
So this applies here. This applies also here into this different mode. And if I understand correctly, if you run out of tickets, would also apply here
as well.
And
here.
Yeah. So there's some template as they have in Capybara, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4 more. This one runs just on gems because basically this is a gacha. So not one here. And then I think the 5th one, or let's say the ones that you have here, are in this like daily,
special packs,
weekly, and monthly shop. Each of them have their like initial pack for an ad, which is doubled in the Ruin shop, as I said.
Yeah, in here. It's the same, basically same special pack.
Yeah.
But we can agree that the one that's probably getting watched the most is the Revive one, because basically you do get killed a lot, because it's not an easy game.
Kind of. It's okay.
The big difference between Archero and Archero 2 is that the spin wheel that actually you get during and between the levels. In Archero, you get one free spin wheel, and then you can roll another one, or you get a chance to roll another one for an ad. That was there, but it's not here anymore.
Yeah. And also, like, probably the placement they're going to test as soon as they launch and get some kind of scale is probably a refresh, when you basically can refresh your skills whenever you get them when you up a level. Because it's just, it's in Cup Heroes, it makes quite a lot of sense that if you're not happy with what you're given, that you can watch an ad to kind of get a new, spin.
Yeah, but energy one as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the typical energy one. I wouldn't be sure about the refresh. My guess is that they rather do the spin wheel one. That's my guess.
Yeah.
That they give you like more stuff in between the because it's, keep in mind that this is not really suitable for all of these like the defend one mode or whatever mode.
Yeah.
That much as you can cross in corridors. I'll see.
But basically, going back to what I said before, I don't think we're going to see the last iteration of the ad placements for a very long time, or at least kind of the thing I'll be looking for when that will be done is when they deal with this permanent ad-free card, because that is the most generous thing I've ever seen. That imagine that you can skip all these ads for $10 or €10 a month, which is extremely cheap, right? They're going to definitely put that between a 10 one day or a 30 day. And because they're going to be losing too much money otherwise. In terms of revenue estimates right now, it's still relatively small active user base. From Sensor Tower, it's at about 500,000 users currently active per day right now. So in the regions with a high basically increase for ECPM, because it has a lot of
without China.
IAPs. Yeah, without China. Probably estimate currently about 5 rewarded ads per day on about 65% of the user base, which means that this game is earning about like between the deltas, I would say between 18 to 25% from ads. So right now it's only about 40 to 45K a day, but not more than that. But we'll revisit this once we scale it, because the active user base kind of throws it off, because the active user base has been growing, so it's hard to get a good read. So it's just like assume 20% for now, and then we'll redo this once the game has scaled and released globally when we have some active user base numbers.
I would be way more generous. I would say like 40%, 35% ads actually coming.
Too early to tell.
Yeah, I know, but still.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll redo
like
this.
What kind of ECPMs do you have in South Korea? Quite high, no?
Yeah, quite high. But basically, like, it's too early, right? So I think it's in that region right now, but it's not going to be that high until they get rid of this permanent ad-free card. It's so generous. Like, yeah.
Okay.
But
now that you say it is definitely much less ad focus than Archero 1 was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
It's way more polished. And what we'll do is when we do review radar, I'll just do this again and just give an estimate. Let's see where we end up.
By the way, it's super interesting. You know what? That I'm just looking at the charts from November 30th on our favorite platform in the IAP side, and I don't see Archero 2 anywhere there. No WeChat minigame stuff yet.
Yeah, not yet.
So
Not
I would if it's so strong in China anyway, I would expect them to have it on here. But yeah,
was Archero 1 there as well?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe it's like you need to have the ISBN. Maybe that's the problem for it. I don't know. Because I can see Top War here on number 10.
Of course. Of course you can.
Anyway, yeah, you go.
All right. Okay. Give it to me. Give it to me.
I'm expecting some crazy good creatives.
Oh, yeah. Crazy shit. Absolute crazy shit. So what's also really interesting is then the Iron Source is here, Uplovin is not here, so I guess mediating with Iron Source.
Yeah, that's what feeling I got as well. Majority of ads that I got were Iron Source and Unity,
Yeah.
And that leads me to believe that this is probably mediated on Iron Source.
I think as all their games, no. I think we also had this kind of feeling with Capybara. At least I had, and I think the same.
Usually, I get a message when we say the wrong thing from someone at Uploading that corrects me, and I never got that with Habby. So, like, that leads me to believe that's probably Iron Source. But what I also heard in Vietnam is that all these Chinese, they're actually like they do a lot of interesting work on like pulling in quite a lot of like own mediations, pulling in other mediations. There's quite unclear sometimes which mediator these companies actually use. That's at least what I heard from the grapevine in Vietnam. So maybe it's a bit muddled.
I think that might be very, very true. Anyway, but as you see, or as we saw before, and Capybara Go as well, like they're very strong on YouTube, and then a little bit of Facebook, and then this like TikTok, Unity, and Aerosons is just there very, very early on. But the most interesting stuff is basically on Facebook. So let's just check. Let's just check all of these. And altered gameplay, and it's going from bottom to the top. You know, like what this reminds me, like all the hyper casual game with the snake, where you just kind of going into these blocks. I don't know like what the game is called, but it's all of these, and it's almost everywhere in here. So it's creative. That is a very good creative, right?
Not even scratching the boss.
No. Look, this is it. Look.
The numbers.
The numbers.
Yeah, the numbers, the blocks, and
numbers.
It's just yes. And this is all everybody's gonna copy from now onwards.
Buckets. Do you think buckets have good CPI?
Most probably. Buckets on the other hand.
Dozens and hundreds of buckets going against you have good CPI.
Yes, that's for sure. But it's skeletons and buckets.
Skeletons with buckets on their head.
Yes, this is all the crazy. But you have all the gates kind of.
It's a gate modification.
It's gate modification, exactly. Where did we see that?
4x again.
4x again as well. And when I was looking into the 4x kind of research, I found out a lot of crazy stuff from last war beginnings that we didn't even talk about because we didn't know. It's all of these like different kind of altered gameplays. It's nothing like the gameplay, obviously on Facebook at least. But this is just so this kind of comes back to my assumption. Obviously, we have all of these different stuff. Yes, hordes of
that was the disco mixer.
Yeah, disco mix, exactly. Disco mixer, but they in Archero 1 they already kind of scaled down a lot in terms of the UA and the creatives. They only show in the creatives the skills and skill selection, and in here it's kind of Survivor IO feel a little bit.
It looks like an old build, actually.
I mean, then the voiceover, and come on, man! Like this is
actually real gameplay.
It is.
Yeah. I know this because the character has to stand still to actually shoot.
Yeah, this is real gameplay. First one that I see with real gameplay.
Yeah, and this is what they use now in Archero 1. So it's
not for long.
Gameplay. Then I mean. On Archero 1 now it's kind of maintenance mode, I would say. So, but this is interesting because it's all about just the combination of gameplay plus the voiceover, which is AI, obviously, and then the skill selection. The skill selection is really, really important in their creatives. So it's also like different kind of multipliers. But do you see how polished is this?
It's a Supercell elevation.
Yeah, it's insane. That's what I found with the last war first creatives, and I think even with first creatives on the Archero 1, it looked like absolute shit. So when I compare, and I'm going to show it in the some of the next creative trends. one versus the other, it's just like this is way more polished, and honestly, it's great. And also, this is different. So this is
CGI.
This is. I mean, this if you
This
actually
looks like a Supercell ad.
Yeah.
exactly like a Supersonic. But if you actually watched the video that you were trying to get the gems for, this is it. This is it. It's 40-second trailer for the whole game. So it's incredible. Honestly, the production value is
literally looks like Clash of Clans cinematic.
Yeah.
it's exactly that was my first feeling, like, oh my god, like this is exactly like the first Clash of Clans video. It's a bunch of different stuff, and you see this
326
300
pages of creatives.
How long is this? Jesus.
And this is it's like few
Second
weeks
week
and
of Asian lunch.
and
Not even
Asian.
global.
That's the thing. Asian lunch. That's the thing. That this is what brought me to the assumption and hypothesis that these are just like really trying to scale and find the best performing videos. And
Korean hook.
and Korean hooks and all of these different things that that then they just multiply when the global launch happens in US and everywhere else.
Oh wow, even branding Habby.
Yeah, branding Habby. It's all of these, and look, all of these different. I mean, I really like
Super Mario vibes.
Super Mario stuff.
box.
Yeah. They don't.
It's not
fuck around.
IP infringement as long as it's on mobile.
No, exactly. Yeah, and if it's going from China or
Yeah, what
somewhere,
are you going to call the TikTok police? Yeah.
Well, it's like nothing. Man, there's nothing to infringe here. It's just like a box with a question mark. That's it.
Oh, come on, man! Oh, Jesus Christ! It's like the slow hockey stick all over again. How is this not Mario? It's exactly the same. It's come on.
Oh, it's very cleverly done.
I mean, okay.
I think lawyer
Very
will like approve it. I don't see a problem there.
Of course, only if it's your lawyer.
It's the
I will
fake
never use
creative
that lawyer. I'm not going to use that lawyer.
But in here, which then it's all again skill selection, the skill tree, everything. Yeah, this is what you're talking about. This is exactly, and it's an ad. So it's an ad in Asia. In Asia. Yeah. So if you want to see
hardcore ads, basically.
Exactly, that's what I want to say. Like this is just like identifying the hardcore kind of users, and I also really like their like EDM music in all of their creatives. It's just insane. It's insane.
So
And
they're
then
turning into a tower defense.
tower defense, yeah. It's just
What the fuck is this? Like this completely different game. Not even fake.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like this, it's Archero gameplay. Even if you remember, Archero was using altered gameplay all along because it was really expensive. So now they're trying to find the different altered gameplays that actually produces really low CPI, so they can use them in the US and then scale. I'm not sure like how transferable it's gonna be in like on kind of going from South Korea and Asia to US that much, but still, I think there should be something. And that's, I mean,
It won't
they've
matter.
done this already a million
They're
times. Yeah.
Replicating, like evolution. They just make a couple hundred creatives and then just iterate until they get the good ones. So.
Yeah. If you're bored in subway
bored without
Wi-Fi. Well, yeah, without Wi-Fi, no no Wi-Fi game hook. Oof.
Korean comments.
Yes, Korean comments. It's a lot of different creatives, man. Like, I'm not gonna go through all of this.
Like I think the creative team assignment is like do all the creative concepts. Like what do you mean? And like all of them. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's like with the impressions. Like with the impressions. It's exactly. This is just what is it's the Forex kind of creative approach. Just bomb it with everything, every concept you can think of. So you see, there's no buckets on the on those heads. It's just normal helmets. There you go. Oh my god, this should be the hook.
Every single video that you showed is a different concept.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's a different concept. Exactly, and this is also super hardcore. You see,
Hardcore.
jeez, yeah. So, I mean, if you see you have 326 pages, you know how many of the
Different
pages
concepts.
you have to not even talk about, like, if you remember what we discussed with All in All, which was also almost in global launch, it was like,
It had like
15 pages or
Yeah.
15 pages or eight pages or something. It was just a joke. Yeah, this is 300. So, and this is Facebook only. This is just I showed you Facebook only. I mean, it's not going to be that different for the others, but still, like YouTube, it's more like all of these. Oh fuck! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, this is the disco ball kind of. It's just explanation of different things, like how different things work. It's just, that's too much for me.
Hardcore stuff, basically.
Yeah, hardcore stuff.
Explanation of mechanics, which works on hardcore Korean users.
Exactly. Which is interesting. I mean, we have all these different things, obviously. With UGC. Oh, this is what I want to show you. Look,
Zelda from Wish.
Zelda from Wish. Absolutely Zelda from Wish. And just, there you go.
Zelda from Temu.
Oh, Zelda from Temu. It's
Zelda from Unity Store Asset Pack.
yeah, for sure. That's exactly what it is. Yes, that's exactly what it is. I wanted to show you.
Any other outrageous hooks or something that
no,
we didn't see?
No, nothing like too crazy. What I'm kind of really missing is, here you go, 2019 Archero. Now, a combination of 2024, I guess. I'm really missing the playable piece. Even though you have Unity and Archero, you should. Yeah, there are no playables. No playables. 0 for now.
How much budget do you throw into playables if you were them?
Oh yeah, there is one. Okay. I'm just I didn't see it yet.
Okay.
There's one at least. Drag the joystick. This is. I'm playing as.
I just followed the creative, Jakob. That was my issue. I should have mapped it, but I followed the creative.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I'm playing Felix now.
It was really hard.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just like a noob.
Ooh,
all right, Mattia, you show us one more creative, and then I need to sleep because it's getting tough.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So that's it. I already showed you everything I wanted to. So it's not a lot of playables yet, and it should be. It absolutely should be a full playable one, because it's big on YouTube. It's gonna be big on Facebook with all the altered gameplay, but you need to be big on Apple, Unity, Iron Source, or whatever SDK networks you want. Integral as well. It all needs playables. But for me, it's 9 out of 10 anyway. It's gonna be like, again, in like a creative changing game. Honestly, all the approaches are gonna change, and everybody's gonna copy Archero too.
Yeah, same as I said. Gonna stand on this one. This is gonna probably get bigger than Capybara Go.
Yeah,
9 out of 10 for me, because I want more fucking damn automation. It's just like, too needy with like maintenance, and like turns into giant chore later down the line.
It's grind,
it's grind as hell. But I guess that's what works for Asia.
Yeah. For me, 4 or 5 out of 10. It's just not polished or worked on really yet. They probably will, but the permanent ad card ruins everything. It's probably going to be taken out, but it's just a lot more stuff you can do here, specifically also on segmentation. But they'll probably get there, looking at what they've done with Survivor IO and how they changed that. We'll do it on Review Radar, and then we'll re-rate it. But yeah, I can't give it higher than a 4 or a 5.
Nice. Thank you very much for listening, guys. Please subscribe, comment under the video, join the Slack channel. Also, don't forget to join the SuperHybrid competition by Supersonic and earn some money and get your hybrid casual game improved with the industry leaders as Supersonic is. Maybe. And then see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.